Speaking on issues surrounding the expulsion of students from Elmore Stout High School and other serious behavioral problems that have been evident in schools and the community over the years, President of the HLSCC, Dr. Carl Dawson, says the breakdown of family structure and lack of proper early education are among the reasons for the problem. Dr. Dawson feels that the demand for migrant workers to fill specific sections of the Virgin Islands workforce has led to the breakdown of family structure, especially those parents who are forced to work 2 jobs to survive. As a result, many children are left unsupervised and lack the necessary foundation for development.
So there was always a level of supervision available, whether it's your own grandmother or an aunt or something. Whereas now, because of the migrant labor, you have young children, but they're disconnected from that wider family support. So that you're really experiencing, we are experiencing a number of children in our community who really have had, you could say, one leg taken out from the stool that they should be resting on as far as their foundation and development is concerned. So if that is the case, that the family support structure that we knew is not fully available, then the question is to say, well, what should we do? Some would say, well, the parents shouldn't work more than 1 job. They should stay home and read their children. But I'm saying that there are some jobs that there are a lot of jobs.
Some parents can't do that.
I think a lot of people in the British Virgin Islands fail to realize how many people are working for $4 an hour. We don't like to think about it, but a lot of us know it. Some of us are business people, and that's what we pay. So we ought to know it. So we now must come up, even if you want to call it an artificial leg under the stool, to help to lift those children because they deserve a good opportunity in life.
After-school programs by schools, churches, and other community groups help to nurture and instill good values and discipline in children, according to Dr. Dawson, and more are needed. He pointed to the importance of early childhood education by trained and qualified teachers as another factor influencing the success or failure of students.
Now, the question of early childhood education, for instance, has been shown to have a seriously upward spiraling effect as far as the eventual success of students in the education system. It's a challenge for us because I think that the realization is there that this is what should be done. But the question is, are we in a position, do we feel that we can, again, as a collective, pay for this? When you look at the preschool system here in the and I call it system, I say that loosely, because there are so many varying standards. You have some schools which are simply daycare, the preschools, some are simply daycare, some places to keep your children, and then you have some schools that go after a fairly aggressive curriculum. Will we as a community place so high a value on the impact, the anticipated impact of a solid early childhood education to be able to support that? Because I really don't believe the systems as they are right now are able to support it for themselves. That a lot of the individuals, the businesses that are in that, are not in a position to say they're going to sponsor their staff to be trained at the appropriate levels. The staff themselves oftentimes not make enough to say that they're going to have the time or the funds to do it. But if we say in our national interest that we are a nation at risk if this is not done, then
we have to find
a way to do it.
In addition to government and community support, both host Eduenka and President Dawson agreed that some parents need more parenting skills to deal with today's media influences and modern technology. Dr. Dawson said the challenge is to ensure that those parents who are in need of support get the assistance that they need.
I think we need to look at our child rearing capacity. You know, do we have the skills to parent our children in this particular time with the modern technology and everything that's all the information that's coming down from the international community to our children, all the things we've seen on television, all the things, the games, all the things that we're interacting with.
Yeah.
Do we have the psychological capacity to manage our children as they grow and growing faster than we are able to grow ourselves?
And how when we are trying to develop this capacity, and as you say, when we stand to preach, how do we ensure that it's not only the choir that's listening? Because when you have these parenting workshops, sometimes you find husbands and wives, you find people who we might quote unquote consider to be good parents, attending, trying to still develop their skills, whereas some of the persons who we might feel needed might be working on that other job and can't come. So how do we reach these individuals to ensure that they get the skills that are, and is there a requirement on the part of the state when we're talking about punishing the children, expelling the children, suspending the children? Is that the answer, or is it a mandatory requirement on some part of the parent to attend sessions that might improve the way that they're able to deal and manage with their children? You know, so I think that these are all ideas that we have to consider as looking at, well, what will be the way for us to get ourselves out of this mess that we're in.
It was pointed out that education officials have already identified these and other issues as root causes of the problems among youth and the education system in the BVI. Among the corrective measures suggested are the detection of early indicators and providing the necessary intervention to correct and prevent behavioral problems. The Spotlight interview with Dr. Dawson will be broadcast on Sunday right here on JTV, Channel 55 at 2:30 p.m. It is also available on our website, jtvlive.net, as well as on our YouTube page.